right, so it is September 12th, which is in fact my birthday. And what are we doing on Red Clay Traveler's birthday? We're working on Jeeps. I had Jubal in here last night. I've got to post that video. I'll post it this evening. Anyway, this video is not on Jubal. It's on the CJ5, which is idling outside these doors right now, surprisingly. It's still not idling great, but it's doing better. So we're going to see if we can't help it out. Going to see what we can do. Look at that. Look at that unit right there. It's trying to do its job. It's thinking about it. It wants to. Let's pull it in here, shut it off, and we'll talk about what we're going to do to it. It's going to be fun. I can guarantee it. So it's still a little shaky until it warms up, but we're going to see if we can't remedy that real quick, because we're driving this sucker hell or high water up into the mountains, way up into the mountains tomorrow, me and my buddy Brian. So we're going to see if we can't get a little bit more faith into it and see if we can't make it cooperate a little better so that we get a little bit less of a chance of failure. Because Red Clay Traveler loves the chance of failure. Alright, and brief note, I do apologize for the wind noise that's been in my last couple videos. I didn't realize how much this microphone was picking it up. It's hot, people, so I've got this fans running and stuff. Nobody said anything about it, but it bothers me, alright? As the Red Clay Traveler producer, executive, it bothers me to have this kind of noise in the background. So, hopefully I turned on a different fan this time. That one's over there rattling and stuff, but it's over there. It's not as loud as this one that sounds like a C-130 idling on the runway, so we're going to try that. So what are we going to do to the CJ5? We are going to put a new fuel filter on it, a new fuel pump on it, a couple new fuel filters actually. We're gonna get serious about this. I'm tired of the games. I'm tired of it. So we're gonna go the extra mile here and see what we can accomplish. We're also probably going to change the motor mounts, because I do have the motor mounts and I was just too sorry to put them on before. And since my air cleaner is striking the hood when you're off-road, like a guy in the comments said, it's maybe the motor mounts are worn more than they appear. And so since I've got them, I might change those. I don't know. See how I feel. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I've got the new parts that I brought in right here. There they are. So what we have here, and I went to Napa. Let me do a little thing about Napa again. Napa is number one on the water. Napa is the Willys Trucks of automotive parts stores. I went into an O'Reilly's the other day, and I like O'Reilly's, okay? I went into O'Reilly's the other day, and I was looking for plug wires for a 350 with points. And I thought the guy behind the counter was going to cry, okay? Because he acted like he didn't know what a 350 was. He acted like he didn't know what points was. And he's like, well, you're asking for something for like a 50-year-old vehicle. And I'm asking for something for the most common engine on the face of God's green earth is what I'm asking for. Napa just has it. You just so now I drive past an O'Reilly's, an Advanced, and in a AutoZone to go to the Napa on the far end of town, because they just have what I want. And if they don't have what I want, I can order it and they'll have it almost immediately. So it's just better. I choose Napa, okay? Napa, if you're watching this, I love you, okay? So we got us a new fuel pump. It comes with the new gaskets, so we're going to pop that sucker on here since I was trying to snap the front top fuel line off the other one. Got it. Okay. We got the new fuel filter, because this one is God knows how old, so we got us a new fuel filter. It's got the fuel return line outlet. It's made in China, so you know it's good. And as an extra precaution, I'm going to bend this around and add enough hose to it so that I can put another inline filter before the stock filter. Okay, my idea behind that, all right, before you start getting hurtful, all right, the idea behind this filter is that it's clear so I can actually see what's getting in the fuel. I'd like to know if it's the clear coat out of the tank like I suspect it is or what, and I should be able to see it into this. So theoretically, it's got to fight through the sock in the tank that I cleaned out, brand new filter in the tank. It's got to fight through this filter and the factory filter before it ever goes in the carb. So that's 3 filters to catch whatever this BS is that's getting into the carb until we can remedy what's going on with the gas tank. So I'm thinking this will work. This filter was very expensive, but it's an extremely fine filter. And on the event that this filter clogs, which could easily happen, then I will make sure that I have what I need with me while we're up there in the mountains to remove it and just run it straight through the factory. I'm going to bring some screwdrivers and wrenches so that I have what I need to clean the carb on site if the carb gets clogged again and everything. Like I say, it runs fine, it just won't idle when this happens, so as long as it stays where it'll run but won't idle, we can work with that. But if it gets bad enough to where we can't do nothing with it, then that's a problem. But generally a carb will get you home, it just may not do it the way that it should. So let's go ahead and pop this this pump off and see how it makes us feel. How about that? Excuse me. Apparently I left my other mount in my other truck. So we're gonna make do with what we got, and we'll do it with this. This should be held on with a 1/2 inch or 9/16, because that appears to be what everything on this Jeep is held on with. So we're gonna see what we can do here. So we're going to be working in this quadrant. Probably that taut fuel line is a 1/2 inch, which I've got a line wrench for this, if I can find it. So that's gonna snap. I believe I've got a line wrench for this. Is. We're also going to need one of these screwdrivers over here. Ow. Unhook this main fuel line, run into it first. It wasn't even hardly on there anyway. That unhooked, save our hose clamp, that over here, and then let's see, that's number 2, this is number 1. You gotta remember that, Red Clay Traveler. Alright. Gonna get this fuel line undone without snapping it, but if we do, we'll just make a new one. How about that? That was violent. Let go. This fuel pump doesn't appear to be very old, so It comes with 2 gaskets. Some people put 1, some people put 2, so I'm just going to put whatever this one has. If it's got 2, then it's going to have 2. If it's got 1, then it's going to have 1. So got a little bit of oil on it, nothing. Your arm here. A little bit of oil in that trough right there. I guess that's to oil the arm, I reckon. Yeah, so this is what I was concerned about. This fitting is all bent over and just destroyed. I might keep this fuel pump in the Jeep, just like as a backup, basically, because it probably would work in a pinch as a backup filter. Because you never know. You never know. Anyway, we're going to set this down right here. Let's see how many gaskets we got. Appears to be 1. One gasket. So we'll scrape this face with the razor blade, clean it off pretty good before we mount the new one. That way that it will allegedly seal, because that'd be pretty cool if it did. So let's grab us one of these razor blades and see if we can't scrape this up to where the new one's got a happy place to be. It's so easy to get to, too. It's just so convenient, people. I'm going to put some Permatex on this because I don't feel like it puking oil out of this location as well. Just let it leak from all the other places it leaks from. No reason to give it new locations. Since I don't have any more brake cleaner, we're going to use what's left of the starter fluid to degrease this, because I forgot to get any brake cleaner while I was at Napa, even though I was standing there thinking I should get some. Where's that starter fluid at? Well, there's a little bit of brake cleaner in this. Maybe we can make that work. By the way, all those socks and crap that you have that are ripped or torn, that your dog's ripped holes in, or that don't match anything, they make good shop rags, by the way. Yeah. I usually like to buy the ripped up shirts like painters use, painters rags, you know, because they're cheaper than buying the red shop towels that are just freakishly expensive these days for some reason. Like, you know, they're not made out of ripped up Crystal Gale shirts, alright? Like, they shouldn't be this valuable, alright? That's all I'm saying. It's outlandish. Alright, let's see. I think I got some Permatex around here somewhere, so let me find that real quick. Y'all look at the Jeep. Look at the Jeep. Drink it up. I think this is the right color, but it's better than no Permatex at all. So Nice new fuel pump. Very pretty looking. Put our gasket on. Check. It's another good thing about Permatex. It holds it in place for you while you try to fight stuff on. It holds the gasket, which is bueno. Let's see. Grab something to wipe our hands off with. Now we're going to try to fight this fuel pump in there. These sometimes can be tricky to get them seated correctly. So we're going to try. Come on. Come on. Come on. Go on. Go on. Surely it doesn't. It's the same as that. Alright, so we got this on there finally. I had to turn the camera off and really focus for a second because this spring, because it's been on the Jeep, it's a lot easier to push. The new one was Herculean. Alright, so, and it took both hands and everything to get this pushed in there, gasket in place, up against the block with the new gasket, and it holds through it. So, and now it's on there. It is on. So that's bueno. We can go ahead and hook our spark plugs back up while we remember which one goes where. And also, it appears that either my water pump is malfunctioning or the fan pulley system over here is compromised. I don't know. We're going to have to look at that in a second. This escalated very quickly. So, while I was doing the fuel pump, I put my hand on the fan and noticed the fan was wiggling weird. So that led me to this. Me and my brother got to looking at it, and this water pump here is severely compromised. I mean, it was, I don't know if you can see that, but that up and down play, watch the end of it here, that's not supposed to be happening. So the water pump is seconds from being effed. So went ahead and popped it off. Managed to spill every bit of the antifreeze on the ground, which is exactly what I was trying to do. I did get the new fuel pump installed. Got the hard line. I cut the hard line and decided to do this. For right now, I might fix this back later. I don't know. A lot of guys get upset about rubber lines, but they're fine. Most things have rubber lines, so what we're going to do is cut the hard line, ran rubber line to this filter, then rubber line to the end of the old style hard line there. Then I'm going to put the factory filter over there, run it into the car. So that's how it'll sit something like this, and it'll run into that carb over there. So it'll still be somewhat of the hard line like it's factory wise, but either way, my microphone's almost dying. I'm severely depressed from this because I was going to take the Jeep up into the mountains tomorrow for the trip. So I did order the water pump from Napa. I'm going to get it in the morning. And if I can get it put on the Jeep in time, maybe leave just an hour or two later, go ahead and get this thrown back together. But honestly, I'll probably just take my Chevrolet and just not deal with this right now and do it when I get back. Take the Jeep another trip another time. But anyway, until next time, until the next video, smash that subscribe button. I'm sorry this video wasn't very eventful, but this is what it's like when you want to love a CJ5. This is what happens. It fights you. It fights back. But you love it anyway. Have a pleasant tomorrow. God bless. And remember, I will meet you at the sea. CJ5. Get it.